Back before any but the hippest hip-hop fans knew the names Nas, Biggie, or Wu-Tang, two young guys with the New York FM radio show were inviting unsigned artists into the studio and sending many of them away to becoming stars. Robert Bobbito Garcia and Stretch Armstrong are now the stars of a documentary feature, and we'll meet both of them in a minute. But first, here's the trailer for Stretch and Bobbito, radio that changed lives.
Greg Nice will call me, yo, Tupac's over here, we'll hang. But yo, KRS-One is coming over. And we just listened to y'all all night until it went off, every week.
You sat here and you watch a bunch of motherfuckers get rich while you broke them and you blew them up, right or wrong?
That was the first spark. From there, things start happening. Oh yeah, it's in some stores, but once we lock this distribution thing down, it's gonna be in all stores.
Okay.
Yeah, just got Rap Pick of the Week.
On what label?
A Rockefeller record.
So yeah, we're gonna go a little premiere. This is the BRIC.
This is all live, New York.
Yo, this the big motherfucking Illmatic Nas. Know what I mean? Yeah, the album getting ready to come out in January. The name of that is Illmatic. At that point in time, your show was the most important show in the world.
It was a little signal on a little rinky-dink up station with a board from the 60s. Sometimes the left channel would drop out and I would have to punch the console and it'd pop back up.
I would go to school in front. You want this tape? $5. I sold y'all tapes. I made money.
First time I heard Protect Your Neck on y'all show, I might have jumped half my height.
Oh my gosh.
Stretch and Bobbito, that was our dream. Felt like we made it. This is it.
We've sold close to 20 million records, and you guys were the guys who lit the fires for us.
You guys had opened the door for us, the next generation, to come through.
We didn't care if you were signed or unsigned, because this isn't for record sales, this isn't for the charts. This is hip-hop.
That's what I consider real in this field of music. Instead of putting brain cells to work, they abuse it. Non-conceptual, non-exceptional. Everybody's either crime-related or sexual. I'm here to make a difference. Besides all the riffing to traps, I'm not sticking. Rappers stop flipping for those who pose lyrical, but really ain't true, I feel.
You will never get this verse anywhere but on Stretch and Bobbito.
I raise hell to this heaven. Pretty good verses.
Well, 2 decades later, those two young friends and hip-hop radio pioneers are joining us to talk about the film, which will be playing at BAM through October 8th. Via Skype, we want to welcome Bobbito Garcia. Thanks for taking the time, sir. How are you today? All right, all right. And here in the studio, we have Stretch Armstrong. Welcome to Brick House.
Thank you.
And they're joined by the editor of Radio That Changed Lives, Amir Lewis. Great to have you all here, Amir.
Great to be here.
Okay, we are in the presence of like legends, legendary status here.
Now, I know that the movie's gonna be good because I know you've seen that trailer 100 times and he was still engaged.
Engaged,
and not even just watching for himself, but like actually watching the
I want to
thing
see that
and
movie.
getting into it.
That look good.
I think you'll get a chance tonight, October 1st, over at BAM, 1 week only.
That's right.
So you gotta get your tickets.
Well, unless they extend it. So everybody's gotta get out and check it out. You know, before we get into anything about the movie or anything, please just tell us, how did you and Bobbito meet?
Let's see. We don't have a lot of time, but as soon as I became a club DJ downtown Manhattan, I was about 19 years old, I was invited to come down to Def Jam to get promos, which in 1990 is a huge deal for a 19-year-old DJ because I've been spending all my book money at school, all my any money I had was going to records. So free records, and from Def Jam, that's a big deal. So I'm walking to Def Jam, and I bump into a girl who I know, and she says, "Oh, where are you going?" "I'm going to Def Jam." She says, "Oh, I have the biggest crush on Robert Garcia." So
time out. Why y'all throwing my government out there?
So I get there, and it was the oddest thing. There was no receptionist. The door was open, so I'm literally walking around the halls of Def Jam like, does anyone work around here? Or the record's just so good that they don't have to work them?
Just flying off the shelf.
So I peep into I stick my head into this conference room, and I see a dude stuffing tons of records into envelopes. I was like, oh, this is good, a lot of records here. I was like, oh, is Bobby Garcia around here? And he's like, that's me. And then we hooked up. He knew me from DJing in Mars. We took a walk that day. Well, you'll see it in the film, but that's how we met. It was really because I bumped into somebody that knew him, just happenstance. But literally that week we became incredible friends out of that.
Well, the director of the film is saying, save some for the paying customers. Don't give it all. So,
I just had to know, because all of the rest is almost literally history from what, you guys coming together and everything you've been able to accomplish ever since. So I just wanted to know how you guys met each other.
Well, it's a history that some people know. I think it's more of a history behind the history, and that's why we wanted to make a film, so that we can sort of share what the real history is.
So Bobbito, I grew up, I guess I was born 5 minutes too late, and I was chasing my older cousins who were passing mixtapes around. So for the uneducated, why don't you give us an overview for folks who don't know hip hop as well as to why they should come down and see the film?
Well, absolutely. I mean, first of all, whether you like hip hop or not, I mean, I suggest you see the film. There's 3 narratives. The one of me and Stretch's friendship, after 8 years, we part ways. So that there's that. There's also the narrative of all the unsigned and up-and-coming artists who are featured on our show, who at this point, 25 years later, have sold in excess of 300 million records. But there's a third narrative, which is a real curveball, and that's of our listeners. And that's the real foundation of the doc. When you hear people who were incarcerated, people who were handicapped, people who were at war in Iraq, and their perspectives of what it took to get tapes of the show, what it meant to them to listen, and what it meant to them to participate in hip-hop culture via our lens. And all those narratives are woven thanks to Amir Lewis, our editor, as well as Mariah Ramet, who's our other editor. And we're very proud of it, and we hope that everyone watches it this week at BAM. We're also at Maisel Cinema in Harlem, starting Monday, October 5th, all the way through October 11th. For information on all showtimes and screenings, go to stretchandbobbito.com. Bang!
Yeah. So, Amir, can you tell us a little bit about the process of, calling all this footage and putting this amazing
You and
piece
Mariah
together?
were like the DJs of the film.
Kind of, right. We go back like Babies and Pacifiers. The narrative, my journey with this movie in some ways started in '93 because I was a fan. I was up and coming in the film business. I would sit in my truck as a PA and listen to the show from 1 to 5. And I think I called in a few times to the show to say, yo, y'all kept me alive because I'm like half asleep on the Jersey Turnpike driving to some film set.
Time out. Keep it real. You used to call up the show and heckle.
and I have the recordings. I have the recordings. And I have a US.
Right.
I didn't bring one.
Sweet, cute talk, Mayor. Let's keep it real.
I love the show. I did. All right. It is in my nature. I'm sarcastic by nature, so there might have been a little bit of heckling going on, but it was all out of love, though. It was all out of love. I mean, I love Bob. That was when he had hair, and so I had a lot of, affection.
Here we go.
We all had hair.
Here we go.
He's not in the studio. He can't get to
real
me.
now.
But as far as and then a buddy of mine, Gabe Tolliver, we both worked at MTV, and we had Yo MTV Raps mic cubes, and we would use that to sneak into clubs and stuff. So we talked to Bob and then to Stretch about, yo, can we come up to the show and do a thing for MTV? And we really just wanted to come hang out at the show. And then we started shooting, and we thought it'd be a great idea for a documentary, but like most people, we never got around to doing it. And many other filmmakers also came up, shot countless hours of footage, never got around to doing it. And then Omar Acosta approached Bob and said, yo, I want to do a documentary. And Bob was like, yo, I heard this like a million times before. But Omar, God bless him, really got on it. And then Bob got on it. And he had already made a film at that point. And then it really came together. And at that point in my career, I'd become an editor. And then Bob came to me and said, do you want to do this? I was like, I absolutely want to do this.
Cool.
Yeah.
The stars aligned in all places.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Why do a movie about a radio show? What's the benefit to that, besides a great soundtrack?
It's not a radio. It's not just a radio show. Bob, you want to talk about that?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, we created the doc to celebrate also our 25th anniversary. We started the radio show October 25th, 1990. So upon digital release, October 22nd, it's the true 25-year anniversary, which is perfect timing. But also, that was one of the challenges in making a doc about a radio show that was only listened to. There was no visuals, which allowed us a lot of creative license to illustrate in which, you know, hopefully all the people will see tonight and throughout the week at BAM. I mean, it's an interesting documentary. It's an interesting departure in filmmaking because we took a lot of liberty. People listened to us and didn't know what we looked like, and now we're on screen. So it's a beautiful thing.
Can I ask you, 25 years later, everybody who has a phone and Big Behind is an Instagram model, anyone walking around is a filmmaker or a photographer, and anyone who shows up at a party with an iPod is a DJ. So how do you think the career trajectory of someone who is in the industry trying to be signed and these unknown folks, and that marriage with them and the DJ? Because everybody's got a mixtape and they press play and it's with the world now. So is this like Bobbito and Stretch phenomenon something we're not going to see again?
Stretch, you want to answer that?
I don't think so. I mean, I think you know the world is a much more convenient place right now in many ways, but at what price? I think we've given up a lot. Certainly, the ability for people to I mean, what we did, we were curators, we were gatekeepers, and what we did was we pulled artists and records, you know, out of the ether and condensed it into a weekly program that for us, in terms of our taste and what we stood behind, was sort of the best of the best. Yeah. And I don't think you really have that right now. You have, sure, you can get online and you can go to 1,000 places and hear the latest mixtape, the latest song, but there really isn't that place where you know you can go to every week and reliably count on, you know, spending time with two people that you've come to know over the years who are gonna not only make you feel like you're welcome, but also you know that they're gonna deliver something to you that is gonna really, you know, be meaningful. Yeah. And right now I just see it's more like a rat race because you have websites, blogs, DJs on the radio, DJs on Sirius. Everyone's trying to get the latest exclusive, and I mean certainly that played a part in the radio as well. Everyone did want to play, you know, the hot stuff first, but now it's just this incredible volume of media just being thrown at you all the time that before you can even like something, you're hit with 20 more things. So you know, I think it's a very different world out there. I think you know, what we did happened at a time when just the things, you know, the stars aligned, and it kind of worked.
Well, the stars are aligning tonight. Congratulations. Be at BAM till October 8th.
That's right.
And I just can't wait to see it because you're just sitting on a gold mine, you know, walk down memory lane. So many blessings on you. Bobbito, DJ Cucumber Slice, thank you for joining us today. You know what I'm saying? Cool Bob Love, DJ Stretch Armstrong.
Thank you.
Amir, thank you for your amazing work on this
film.
film.
Change the world.
And everybody has to go see it.